Hi everyone, my name's Neerav, and today we're talking with Alex, who has two Teslas, about doing EV road trips across the eastern states of Australia and across to Adelaide as well from Sydney. Hi
Yeah.
Alex, please tell us about your current EVs and your motoring experience.
Thanks for having me, Neerav. I've currently got Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y, both are long range. Previously, I've had about 15 different cars. The most recent cars prior to Tesla were BMWs. I've had three generations of the BMW X3, and I've had the 30D version, the six-cylinder turbo diesel version, which for the X3.
So you're clearly into performance. Have you found
Performance.
that satisfied your need for speed in a legal way?
The last BMW, I had a BMW M2, which is a performance car, two-door coupe, was one of their M cars. So I swapped that for my Tesla Model 3 long range. It's not a track-focused car, the Tesla. It's more of a family car. However, it certainly has a faster 0 to 100 than the Model. And as a daily driver, I think it's superior. Obviously, the M2 has a dual clutch transmission, fine for the track, and it's got quite a sound to it. Tesla has no sound.
How do you find that? I actually like it on long road trips, especially because you're driving for hours and hours, and I'd rather listen to music or an audiobook or my family member rather than the motor. It's more tiring with a petrol or diesel car, I find.
I think BMW was well insulated, so it was good in that respect. And well, there are complaints about Model 3 having internal noise, but I think that's because there's no noise from the engine. It's just tyre noise, really. It's pretty silent as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, if you put your foot down in M2, everyone hears it and people look around. Whereas in Model 3, you could be flooring it going twice as fast and no one would even know.
Would you consider one of those newer EVs, performance ones like the Hyundai Ioniq N that lets you have fake sounds?
I don't think that appeals to me. I wouldn't bother with it. I can't see the point of that. I probably had my time with the BMWs. I had a series of coupes, the 125, 235 and the M2. I think they got the best gearboxes and engines in the business. They were very good cars. It took a bit of maintenance to keep them going and they had their
I
issues.
understand some of your servicing was quite expensive.
The basic service on them is like $750, I think. And you do it annually. And then the next one's usually like $1,500-ish. If you're on a service plan, it may not be too bad, but it can add up. I had one car to spend like $8,000 fixing oil leaks. It was a high mileage car and I had bought it secondhand, but that was disappointing. So then I stuck to new within warranty.
I understand you've done a lot of the servicing on your Tesla yourself and you recommend things like tire rotation, filter changes.
I think, yes, that's one of the advantages. BMW wouldn't give you the option to do it yourself. You'd be out of warranty, you'd be on your own sort of thing. There's a lot more to do on a BMW. Obviously, you've got oil changes. There's a lot more bits and pieces to fix up. The BMW tires, it does corner well, but I think the Tesla corners very well as well. But those BMW tires, you just chew them up like they were like butter. They're soft as. Whereas the Tesla, I've done 21,000 on that. It's untouched. I sent you a photo. There's hardly any wear on it. I've done the rotations because it's the inside edge of the tire, the front ones, that wear slightly. Yes, that's my friend's. It's my car, but he's got a jack, low profile. It gets under there. You just jack it up in one spot. Pop off the prize. We've got a torque wrench, 70 Newton meter on the lug nuts to tighten it up. But yeah, they're pretty easy to get off. Barely any tire wear on the Hancooks. I think Hancooks is a special EV tire. I think 20,000 Ks, hardly any wear. So I'd say at least 40,000. And I do drive pretty hard. In the BMW, you're up front set pretty quickly on these. From a driving point of view, I'm quite happy. I think the newer ones, like mine's the November 21 model. There is a new model that's come out now, and particularly there's a performance one, Tesla Model 3, which would be better in the suspension range, also handling, just everything about it, I would say, if you're into that sort of thing. But there is a speed limit, and most of the time when I drive to work in the morning, I go through about 4 school zones.
Yeah.
On the whole trip is about 27 kilometers an hour. So it's not much performance do you need on those trips.
And when you're on road trips on screen at the moment, which car is this from yours?
That's the Model 3.
So you've had that for much over 3 years. How have you found it for going on long trips across the country? I think you went to Adelaide.
We've been to Melbourne. We've been up the Gold Coast. We had originally swapped out the BMW M2 because that was a coupe. And then we thought we'd keep the X3 because that's like a full drive SUV thing for trips, and we just have the Model 3. But then the weekend we bought it, we went straight down to Kiama, went through Kangaroo Valley Place, just basic trips to Kiama in the early days in Kangaroo Valley. And that's why we sold our other BMW. We thought we're going to keep the X3 because that's to be great for trips, right? But then we thought, actually, no, the Tesla's actually better for trips. And as long as the infrastructure's there, we're happy to do it. And obviously every year and every month, there's another charger popping up. So it gives you more options. Accommodation charging doesn't have to be all DC fast charging and all that.
Yes.
You can think outside the box, maybe do a couple of DC stops. And then if you're staying overnight somewhere, plug it in. Even if there's a price to pay, whatever, it's very reasonable, whatever. It's very convenient anyway, because you don't have to go to some petrol station somewhere. And
Yep. So one good question a lot of new EV owners ask about EV road tripping is, what cables do you need? And you and I know that if you go to a DC fast charger station like a Tesla or ChargeBox or EV, you don't need to bring your own cables because they're attached to the machine.
I've got the 3-pin thing. So I've got a 10 amp tail and a 15 amp tail. So that can accept.
Yeah. Just to clarify, Alex means just plugging into a normal 3-pin power socket that everyone has at houses or hotels, workplaces, etc. So it's not a special power socket.
A household, most regular households are 10 amps typically.
Mm.
I have a 15 amp in my garage, which I was using for almost 2.5 years. I've now got a Tesla wall connector, but that was perfectly adequate for my needs for a long time. And my car came with a Tesla mobile charger that was included with the car, which is not included anymore.
You can buy it from plenty of places.
You can buy them, or you get one from Tesla. They're whatever, $500. On my car was included a lot of things. When I look at the driveway price of my car was $77,000 drive away. Now, if I spec the same car now with the same wheels and all the extras that I got included, I think the similar driveway price on that would be almost $73,000, believe it or not, with all the cuts in it. Because for example, I got the sport wheels, which was standard in those days, and now you have to pay it as a $2,500 extra. You have to buy the charger extra. There's a range of things.
I guess it gives people options. If they don't want it, then
I'd
they
say a
pay
lot of
less.
people probably wouldn't use that mobile charger that we're referring to. They probably install a wall charger, which I was going to, but they said in the store, why would you bother? You're driving less than 100 Ks a day, which is true. I already drive about 70 Ks a week. So you could probably you could survive off a 10 amp.
Many people do. Because a home wallbox charger, depending on the electrician, depending on your home power board, upgrades required can cost anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, give or take.
Yeah, it's quite an expense, which, I mean, if you need it, I think a lot of people that are selling those products probably would suggest you do need it, but many years, and I survived for years on public charging. I think you do offer it too, but basically, even though I have my own garage and everything, because it was more or less, you went shopping, there was free charging there, and it's 3-phase, 11 kilowatts, I'll take that. And it was we were there for an hour shopping anyway, and it was like a week's worth of charging for free. And I was sort of just inevitably doing that, and obviously it became more popular.
Yes.
Became hard, he had to move to another, but then they built a new shopping center, it was all included, another one. So I'll go there and then obviously they brought in cost charging, which is, I'd say, sensible because it was ridiculous that everything be free, which is madness.
Yes. The thing people don't realize is if things are given away for free, there's no incentive for the owner of the charger to maintain it, enforce any parking rules or anything else. Why should they? Because they're not making any money from it. Well, and if they do charge a nominal amount, like my local IKEA at Tempe went from being free, and what used to happen was Uber and rideshare food delivery drivers would sleep there and charge for hours. And now they charge 30 cents a kilowatt hour. And as a customer, I can actually go there, plug in and use it.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're a real person that actually needed it. I wasn't a person that actually needed it. And I was mindful of that as well, because I know there's people who actually need it. They're genuine, they live in a unit or something, or they haven't got off-street parking. That's for them, really, those places.
Correct. Awesome. Catch you later and happy EV road tripping.
Take care.
Please like and subscribe so I can make more videos like this for you. Thanks and see you later.